everyone. In this video, I want to show you how to create this test rail with testRigor. I have already created a couple of sample projects that contain just a couple of test cases for demonstration purposes today. And over in this tab is our TestRail QA project. So if we want to integrate this project with testRigor, we would just go to Settings, then we would click on Integrations, and click TestRail. So here we have several fields that we need to fill out. Some of them are actually optional, but we do need to make sure that we fill out the web address field, which we can just go over to our TestRail site and copy and paste the web address from our project. We do want to make sure that the HTTPS is in the web address, otherwise it will not work. Perfect. We just have to fill out our username and password. I will just be copying and pasting mine from my settings. Alright, perfect. One more thing that we will need is the project ID. This is a default project ID that will be used for this integration of these suites. You can have one project ID per proposed test suite. So to find our project ID, we will just be going to our dashboard, and then we will select the project that we want to integrate, and we'll be choosing this one today. So this is the project ID, and now we will just enter 1 here, and then we will click Save. So the application is updated, and now we should be able to see the button here. We can see it says test rails here, and it also says no selection because we did not connect our test cases with any of those created here. Currently, we have created 2 test cases, and we integrated them to connect them with the test case and testRigor. One more thing we do need to do is go to the administration and click Site Settings. Then in our API section, we need to enable API, and then we just need to click Save. And now when you click Change, you'll be able to choose Approve this case from one of the projects that you selected. In this case, we will just be selecting this one. Instead of selecting a test case, we can actually just enter the ID, and we will choose this ID of the test, and you can see the name has been updated. Also, we can do a search if you have a lot of tests, and you can just search here and your test will come up. And then it'll show you the test case. Then we can click Save. Alright, perfect. Now it's all done. And if we want to, we can unlink it, or we can change it. We cannot change it to the same test case that we used before, so we can actually see that it is not visible here because it was already taken. So we have one more test case to associate with this test rail. And we are going to use the one here. We're just going to click on that. And then that basically sums up the integration. So let's go ahead and rerun the test. When you restart the test, you have a few options. For example, you can click Do Not Update the Test Rail. If you do not want to update the test rail on this rerun, you'll just click this checkbox right here and it will not update the test rail. Something else we'll want to do is close the run if it is a successful run. If all the cases passed, then you'll want to close it. Sometimes you might not want to close it, and we can just click this tab right here if we don't want to close it, or we can choose to always close the run. Even if the test did not pass or if it fails, it will close the run. But for now, we're just closed. Also, you do have the option to choose TestRail Plain ID or Milestone ID if you would like, But in this case, I do not need to do this for my setup. Alright, great. Now I'm just going to click Rerun. And as we can see, it is currently running. Great, so now let's go back to our test case. And we can see now we can't modify it, but if we click right here, it will follow you to the test case in the TestRail environment. Okay, great. And we can see our test case are being executed here. And let's see, perfect, they've already passed. So now we should be able to see the results. Let's go over to the dashboard. And here we can see our last 2 test case runs. So let's go over here and see. So this is the one that we just ran. And you can see that everything has passed and that it says it is completed and we cannot modify the results. But here we can see the details and it shows the steps. It just copies the steps from our steps here. And here we can see all the steps. And also there is a link to the specific test suite that we have just retested. And this is the TestRail Run, which is another great and useful feature. So if we go to all runs on the main suite page, we will see this. And this is called the test. And if you click it, it will contain a link to the TestRail Run. So you can just go straight to this. And also there is some information about this last run. So this run was created a few minutes ago and it actually updated really quick. Alright, so that's it for today's video. This was the TestRail integration demo. If you have any questions or would like to see a more in-depth video, please go to testRigor.com or leave a comment in the comment box. Thank you so much.